Welcome back to Commit to the Bit, a very special edition. I'm Kate Spencer.
And I'm Alexander Hamilton. I thought you're Flash.
Oh, good call. For those of you who are not consuming the podcast with their eyes and just their ears, we are currently dressed in the finest garb.
If you have the ability to look on Spotify, just look down at your phone and you might see the best thing you've seen all day. Number one,
see something really hot.
Or you can also go to YouTube, but it's impossible to find, so good luck.
I am dressed as the DC worldwide phenomenon Flash.
And I am dressed normally. This is what I wear every day. This is just another Friday.
You look really good blonde.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I never thought that I could ever do blonde, but this is
changing the game.
This is changing.
Wow.
Changing me.
It's bringing something out in you, that's for sure.
And a lot of I'm sorry, I'm actually dressed as Alexander Hamilton, and we don't have a long-haired wig that would work for Alexander Hamilton, like a white wig, but Kate did have a blonde wig, so that's why.
Yeah, sorry, my wig collection wasn't expansive enough.
Famously, Alexander Hamilton was blonde and had very luscious locks.
Totally. What a hot rod.
Mm-hmm.
I'm keeping this for a long time.
Yeah.
$50?
That's an investment.
I've only worn it twice. I gotta get my money's worth.
You do.
$25 a wear.
You just start wearing it like casually to work.
To do my dishes and stuff. I'm mopping and
you're getting it dry clean.
Yeah. And I don't wear the top, but sometimes if it's cold, I'll just wear the top, the headpiece.
like a baklava.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, burr. This is a special edition because Paitra is in New York City, where I live.
Is that where we are?
I live in New York. Look at the windows.
Oh my gosh.
That's the Empire State Building.
Every building here is the Empire State Building. It's so cool.
It's really a cool city like that.
It is a very cool city.
Yeah.
I have to say, I love it here. I love what you've done with the place.
Thank you. With New York in general.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm working on the rat stuff. I'm the rat Cesar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you for your service.
Thank you for thanking me.
Yeah. Not enough people thank you for what you do.
And I wish they would. And this week our theme alert. Hello, theme. Welcome back to the themes. Is visiting your friends, because Paitra is visiting me. I often visit her. You know.
Yes.
The theme is visiting friends because Paitra's visiting me, and boy, do we have some stories for you.
I got in late last night.
Okay. Paitra gets in.
Mm-hmm.
We're it's 11 p.m. We're what else to do except for go out to a bar? We go to a bar. We're the only two people at the bar. Okay? There's some stragglers, but we're the only two sitting right at the bar.
Yeah.
So it's just us, nice and quiet. We're chit-chatting, and we have a couple Moscow Muleys, and Paitra.
I had not eaten anything that whole entire day, and right when I flew in, when I landed, it would have been dinner time.
I'm gonna cut you off there and say that this could have happened in any state, in any form, that she's using alcohol to blame.
You're right. This would have happened sober 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. No
and
excuses.
It might. And it could.
And it could happen again.
She goes to the bathroom. She goes downstairs. People do that. People go to the bathroom. We're okay to say that.
Yeah. And this feels like a safe enough community that you all should know that I do that. I do go to the restroom.
She goes to the bathroom. So she's downstairs. I'm on my phone. I'm on Instagram. Sue me. Yeah, I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. I'm swiping. I'm scrolling and swiping. And the bartender runs over and he's like, "Oh my god! Ah!" And I'm like, "What's up?" I'm just so confused. I'm just hello, hey. And I look down, and Paitra has this nylon crossbody Lululemon strap bag. You can picture it. Is everyone picturing it?
Similar to the Uniqlo moon bag, but it's the one from Five Below, just in case anyone wants it.
Okay, and we'll link it in the show notes. And it's got that synthetic fiber on the outside, And anyway, I look over and there is a small to large table bonfire happening. And I just want to preface that I know this story sounds bad about me because I should have smelt burning rubber. But I thought it was, we were by the window, I just thought it was like a trash man or like a sewer or like, I don't know what I thought. But I look over and her bag is literally on fire. It is melting rubber all over the table. So I against, listen to your local fire marshal. Don't do what I did. I pick up the bag with my hoof and I'm like holding it up. I'm holding the flame. I'm part of the Olympics. I'm on Survivor. I have a totem. It's on fire. And the bartender's banging on the bar because the bar's on fire because the rubber is still on fire from the like leaking synthetics. And he bangs that out, slaps on that like with a wet washcloth. That goes out. I'm holding the flames.
Meanwhile, you're just trying to blow it out.
Just kidding. I'm just being so stupid. Like I'm just like holding it in shock.
You're like lighting it.
I'm like apologizing. I'm like, I'm so sorry about this. Hey guys, I'm sorry about this. Like, he's like, give it to me. So I like very nicely, but he did yell it at me because I was being stupid. And I hand him the bag. He throws it into the sink and puts water all over it. Thank God for the synthetic fibers because apparently it's not fireproof, but it is waterproof because all of her stuff was fine. But we did set fire to the local bar and the rubber melted so much we couldn't get it off. So Petra she's left her mark in New York City, and now her bag has holes in it.
Oh yeah, let me show you all. Here it is. And it smelled. It made the whole bar smell like
they had to open all of the windows. We were like, we're so sorry, and he's like, I would have only been mad if you set the fire alarms off and you didn't. So I'm actually not that mad. And I was like,
and then they continued to serve us after. Like, I cannot believe we did not get kicked out of that bar.
I'm so embarrassed that something was fully on fire sitting next to me. Like
you're embarrassed? I'm the one who literally was like,
and Paitra's downstairs while this is happening.
Yeah, I'm
all by myself.
And I hear noise going on upstairs. I'm like, I hear Kate's voice talking to other people. That's really weird. She's not.
Yeah, I've never spoken before.
Ever. Yeah. When I'm away.
Yeah. Yes. I am mute when you're gone.
And I come upstairs and I'm like, and Kate's like, Paitra, you come here right now. and then I think she's doing a bit, so I like come up. I like
famously the bar's on fire, and Paitra's like 5, 6, 7, 8. What's the theme of this week? We're doing bits. Kate's in a costume.
I'm like, well, I mosey over, like I'm like dancing over. I'm like, what is up, my favorite person? She's like, you are the dumbest person.
I'm like, you fuck, you absolute fuck. But they let us stay, man.
Yeah, and you continue to like hang out with us and talk with us. It was like, New York is a crazy place. They must have seen some crazy
She sets her bag on fire and she's like, New York is crazy.
I'm the one who does it.
You're doing
I'm
all
like,
of
New
it.
York makes you do crazy things.
You're like, this is something I could never experience in Colorado.
They don't allow me
They don't do this like that at home. Yeah, so anyway.
A crazy thing. So that was our night.
So that's what we did. I'll hold the phone. I was like, all right, I think I'm done admonishing Paitra. We're asleep.
Oh my god.
Obviously, I let Paitra sleep in my bed because I am a good, caring friend.
Yep.
We're sleeping in my bed.
Yeah.
Obviously, I have a closet for all of my dress up, my dress up costumes. And Paitra wakes up in the middle of the night again. I'm not blaming this on the alcohol. You're being insane. She gets out of bed. She's like fussing with my closet doors. They're like sliding doors, massive, like they're big sliding doors. So they're loud. And I wake up and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why? Like, she's like going through my pants. And she goes, I'm going to the bathroom. I'm looking for the bathroom. I go, that's the closet. Are you kidding me? Paitra's like rifling through my pants for the closet. I'm like, it's down the hall. She walks away, I roll over, I fall asleep. Then I wake up again. Because, again, big bed, right? Large bed. Paitra is I mean, I don't even know if there's a measurement for how close she is to me. If she could have been inside of my skin, she would have been. She was like trying to meld bodies. I was like slammed against the wall. I was like, and so I just shoved I just like strong elbow like straight in my arms. It's like, get off me.
Kate loves it when I come.
Her suitcase, everything she owns is everywhere. I wake up, I get out of bed to go to the bathroom. I step on her keys and her AirPods. She placed them under my bed like a psychopath. So anyway, free to visit. I'm a great host. If
You're like,
I have a bathroom in my closet that you can use.
I just thought you expanded that. I thought that you got that built in.
And she didn't do it just once. She didn't touch the door and was like, oh, that's a closet. She did it for long enough that I woke up, slamming those doors around, rifling through the hangers.
Oh my god.
So anyway, Paitra's in town. So we felt that it's best that we do bits when you're visiting your friends.
Whenever Paitra comes to town, you have to like call the mayor and you're like, just a warning.
The mayor's a little busy right now.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So we're gonna do bits when you visit your friends to celebrate Paitra being here. I'm not sure if we're still friends after last night, but she sure is visiting. So
we're now just like co-hosts. We're just what is it called?
Coworkers. There you go.
The word was on the tip of my tongue.
The tip of my tongue. Also, last night when we were laying in bed, you taught me how to make that sound that you make with your mouth.
Oh. Kate is also telling me everything that I did last night. And she's like, you don't remember this? And I'm like,
well, they're just like such basic conversations. I'm like, oh, here's that thing that, you know, I like point to a restaurant. I'm like, oh, I told you about that. And she's like, no. Like, I
look at me in such a good light. I love spending time with you.
I love the way you see me. That is a beautiful interpretation. All right, you want to do your bits first, girly girl?
I'll go first. I'll go first and you'll go second, and then we will start the podcast. Okay, so another fun thing that
like, come on. Do you see what this is like?
You guys see it too, right? It's not just me.
I'm not crazy, right? She's being fucking weird.
Okay, so whenever I come to town, something that Kate and I will just do, because we think it's funny and it's a bit that we've created now, is there's a parking garage right next to Kate's place. And whenever we see it, the first picture I ever took in New York was right next to it, because I was grabbing Kate and I go, oh, we get to see all the sights like this? And it's just so funny now that every time we pass by it, we take a picture, or I try to take a picture in front of it. We took one last night. Or like if I'm like getting close to her place, I call her and I'm like, I'm at my favorite New York staple place.
she really does love that little parking lot. Yeah, it's a good bit to like attach yourself to like something that no one ever, because now when I walk past it, I think of you and that makes me laugh.
It's so minuscule, but I think that you could play on that as well with, you know, with New York. Famously today we got my first New York bagel. Ooh, and I've been here twice, and this is my first New York bagel. And so, you know how everyone's always like, ooh, first New York bagel, or first New York slice of pizza, or first New York blah, blah, blah. It's like anytime you do anything in New York, you should just like say, ooh, first time going to the bathroom in New York.
Okay, first time I've ever brushed my teeth before in New York.
First time crossing the street in New York. First time seeing a cab almost hit you in New York.
In New York. Alicia in New York.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that can be like a fun bit that you can play on, is like, oh, First time falling out of the bed in New York. First time with Kate yelling at me in New York.
Oh, I've yelled
And
at you many times.
Many a times in New York.
75th time Kate's yelled at me in New York.
Another bit that I famously do is whenever I visit any of my friends and there's like a lot of people around us, I just point at everyone in the place and I go, "So these are all your friends?" Like random people on the street.
That one is so good. Okay, so how do you know all these people?
Or like you're passing them like at a party. We're both going to a party where we don't know anyone, or at a random bar, and you go, "So how do you know Kate?"
I love it in like a really big city.
Yeah,
That's really funny.
Yeah, I think it's. I used it the first time I used it was visiting my little sister at her college campus, and I just looked around at all of the student body, and I was like, "So these are all your friends. These are all
So this is where this all happens.
your
Okay.
cohorts.
These are your buddies. Love you guys. Hey, I'm Danny's sister.
You guys gonna introduce me or what?
Yeah, this is great. Your friends look so nice.
Yeah. Or I also like I just did this earlier in the pod, but saying I love what you've done with the place. Like when you're just like at a random place, like Times Square, for instance, I like look around and be like, "Kate, I love what you've done with the place." Just pretending like
Because famously, I have a heavy hand in the architecture of Times
Yes.
Square. Yeah.
Well, once you move to a place, you get
a big say.
yeah, you get
Yeah.
big say in what they do with the architecture, with the where they plant the trees and Central Park and things like that. So, and you've done a great job.
You love what I've done with the place.
I love what you've done with the place,
and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's nice to be thanked.
Of course. Okay. Speaking of Central Park, moving on to the next bit. If you are in a place of nature with your friends, so like you go on a hike or you go to like Central Park and it's just like absolutely beautiful, like it has to be nature. You look out at all of it and you're just admiring it and you go, "Oh my gosh. Picture this. 8-story parking garage right here. McDonald's, Tires Plus."
Oh, good. Yeah. Tires Plus.
It's like just a gorgeous valley. You're like climbed a whole mountain. You're like, envision it. A Walmart.
You're
right
like,
there.
Oh my God. What a beautiful space for a parking lot. This could really help the congestion in town.
Yes.
We are going to need a lot of asphalt.
Or just going to Central Park in general and it's like, do you think anyone's ever considered doing apartments here?
Okay, this is some good real estate. Location. Let's get a skyrise right here.
I can't believe no one's built here.
I think I might. How much is this?
It's just like unclaimed land. Or that's funny. You just go up to like this hike or to Central Park and you go, "Okay, yeah, I could picture myself here. Yeah, how much?
Okay.
I'll take it.
I'm in. I'm all in. Here's all my chips."
So Kate does this thing where obviously I'm not from New York and I don't know much about the city. This is only my 3rd time here. And so Kate knows everything because she knows
wow.
She's very
and that's
smart.
the bit.
And that's the bit. Well, you know your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so whenever we're going places, Kate will walk like a little fast and like just have her face like straight the whole entire time. And then the moment we're supposed to go into the place, she turns like ultra quickly into it and I'm still walking forward.
Paitra thinks this is a bit. It's me trying to leave her. She's like, Kate does the funniest thing. And I'm like running away from her.
Kate does the silliest thing. She
leaves me places. And I think that is so silly.
She just runs away from me all the time.
No, but it is a good bit. Like walking really fast and then just like taking sharp turns.
Really sharp turns. Or like we've kind of passed the place and you like turn around and go back in.
You cannot do it if someone's in a bad mood though. That does not land well.
And it just makes me laugh because you do it every time and I will just keep walking and I'm like, whoa,
where'd
she
go?
Or and then the icing on the cake of all of it, she'll go, "Are you coming?" It's like you just made the quickest turn I've ever. She doesn't give you any warning, like, oh, it's just right up here. She's just like, I have no idea where we're
I
going.
love hearing my bits explained back to me. I feel famous.
Yeah.
My ex-boyfriend did a version of this where he would walk really, like, all of a sudden he would just, like, bolt really fast ahead of me, and then he would, like, look over his shoulder like I was, like, stalking him.
I do that one too.
Yeah, and he'd, like, look behind him, and he, like, look terrified when he saw me.
I do that.
And there's no way the person that you're doing it to, like, the one who's getting left behind, cannot look creepy.
Yeah. Angel and I do that when we're walking towards each other. I'll just start walking away because I see him walking towards me, and then I'll keep looking over my shoulder and just start running, and then he'll, like, run after me, and people, one time, like, we probably shouldn't have done this at a mall, but we did do it at a mall, and people were, like, a little concerned, so I was like, okay, maybe we should stop this bit. But it is funny, and he does it back to me as well, so it's a good bit.
It's a great bit.
It's a great bit.
That's the great bit.
That's a great bit.
You have a lot of bits today.
I thought I didn't have that many. I think we can finish with that one. I mean, another one that I was going to say is kind of, I don't know, maybe we'll cut it. But it's like, if anything's, like, not going right, you know, how I was like, I think I'll leave now. Like, I think I should go.
Yeah.
Or you can call your mom, be like, I'm going to call my mom to come pick me up.
Yeah, I love the, okay, well, this has been really fun. While you're visiting a friend, you're there for the whole weekend. Okay, okay, I'm thinking actually I'm gonna cut this short.
Yeah.
I feel like I got the gist.
You're, like, there for an hour. You're like, and I think I've seen what I've needed to see.
And I'm actually good.
Or, like, immediately if somebody does something to piss you off or, like, anger you in the slightest, just, like, opening your phone and, like, getting on the, like, app for your, like, Southwest app and, like, almost changing your flight. Like, I'll do it. I'll do it right now.
Put that down. Put it down. Or I'll change this.
All right. And I relink.
Okay. This one is a spin-off of our friend Alan's bit where he said to Paitra, like, I've heard so much about you, and we've all known each other for, like, 10 years. So this is a spin-off of that, but going up to someone you're supposed to know, right? Like, you're in town, you're visiting someone, and you meet their boyfriend for the first time. And you go, and you're like, oh my god, it is so nice to meet you, very earnestly, and you probably do mean it. It is so nice to meet you, I've heard so much about you. And say the wrong name or say a fact that's not about them. Be like, I have heard so much about you, I cannot wait to meet your cat. They don't have a cat, that's not their name. Like, oh my god, Daniel, I cannot believe you fly planes. Like, right after saying, like, I've heard so much about you, just, like, fucking it up so bad. And then being like, sorry, what?
Even better if you've met him, like, over FaceTime, like, multiple times.
Yeah, just meeting someone and just, like, starting the conversation so earnestly and then just taking a sharp right turn.
That is so funny.
Oh my god, this is funny. This is already kind of a bit you said. I'll just repeat it a little bit differently. When you're out with strangers, like at a bar, like if I was visiting Paitra in Denver and we go to a bar, just turning to people and, like, again, you have to be pretty bold to do this, but we do this. Turn to people and say, oh my god, it is so nice to meet you.
It is so good to meet you.
Oh my god, so how do you know Paitra? Like, just to strangers or just, like, passing by someone or...
Yes.
Again, we do that a lot, so
yeah.
Of course we both have that written down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one is when people ask you to do, like, obvious and easy stuff, like, while you're visiting them in town, and you go, I can't, I don't live here. Oh, I can't. Like,
isn't that a New York thing? I don't think
like, hey, can you cut this up for me? Oh, I don't know how, I don't live here. I've never done something like that before. Just, like, constantly using that as an excuse. Yeah, can you hand me that? I don't live here, sorry.
I'm good. Our bartender last night, we asked him for another round, and this was before the fire, pre-fire. And he goes, we're like, oh, excuse me. He's on his phone because we're the only two people at the bar. And we're like, can we get another round? And he's like, no.
No, even better. You told it wrong.
Okay, what did he say?
We were the only two people sitting at the bar, and he was like on his phone, and we were like, "Can we get another round?" He goes, "Oh, I'm okay, thank you." Like as if we were like offering him a round,
That was so good.
being like, "Oh no, I'm okay.
Oh, I'm okay. Thank you.
Thanks though."
Thank you.
And we were like, "Okay."
So funny.
It was really funny. Yeah, he
Oh.
did that. He did that justice.
Yeah.
I just wrote this down. I don't exactly know how I mean it, so
Interpret it.
play with it.
Mhm.
I wrote down studying abroad. Like when you meet someone, instead of saying like, "Oh, I'm Paitra's friend," be like, "Oh, I'm here studying abroad." And they're like, "Oh, what are you studying?" And I'm like, "Just Paitra's life. I'm doing like just like, oh, how long are you here for? Just a week.
Just a week.
It's a study abroad program, though.
Yeah. And this is really cool. I'm learning a lot about the culture.
Yeah, this has been big for me. I'm gonna write such a good thesis on it.
Studying.
Okay, so I go to LA sometimes, and when I'm in LA, I'll say, I said this last time I was in LA. I was like, which is funny because I live in New York, right? But I was like, I just feel like everyone here is famous. Like every time I see someone, I'm like, I bet that's a celebrity. And like everyone I was with was like, that is so stupid. Like that is so dumb. And I was like, I don't know. Like, because I was at dinner and I was like, I feel like I've seen that person on TV. Like, and I was being serious. And so my bit born out of that is like, if you're in one of the bi-coastal cities or like a big city or something, when you're visiting a friend, just passing anyone on the street and being like, oh my God, I think that guy's famous. Like just being in New York, being
just
like
any person,
yes. being like, that person's famous, right?
Yeah.
Like
even better, you're like at a bar with your friends, you see like a handsome guy, and you're like, he's in a commercial. I've seen this guy in a commercial.
I'm like, wait, no, I swear to God. It's so funny because again, I live in New York, so this bit
could be real. Like very much so.
Yeah, but also like it's so stupid of me to go to LA and think everyone's famous there, as if people don't also live here that are famous. But like every time I'm in LA, I'm like, that's probably a famous person. Like that, I bet that someone's famous, and I mean it too. So it's a funny bit born out of being like, wait, is that person famous? Like your waiter leaves and you're like, okay, pull up his IMDb. I've seen that guy.
Oh, it's so good. I love that one. That's a good bit.
Those are all my bits, I think.
Those are incredible, wonderful, hilarious. Thank you for sharing with the class. And for those listening, we just went in for the kiss and then chickened out last second.
Well, I don't think Flash and Hamilton have a lot in common to be kissing.
There's probably some crossover.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they both fight for justice.
So true.
They both are.
Yeah, I'm on the Justice League, aren't I?
Yeah.
Well, you guys, what a beautiful installment of Commit to the Bit, where Paitra wreaks hell on my life.
Yes.
And we're dressed up. And I'm being swallowed by this costume. I have no neck. I'm actually just a talking floating head. Look how weird that looks. All right, guys. That's it for today. Have fun visiting your friends. I love when my friends visit. Sometimes. I love when my friends visit. We have so much fun.
You go, but Paitra is not a friend.
I love when my co-host visits. I hope that you guys have a lovely rest of your week. I love you, Paitra.
I love you, Kate.
Bye.